Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigla here, and welcome back to our video. So in this one we're going to talk about the Christmas sale, the winter sale, however you want to call it. Also Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. And yeah, we're going to have a few chests here and we're going to take a look at each one of them and talk about if they are worth your gems. So let's get into that. First of all, we're going to have the Ruler of Kandak Black Adam Legendary chest, which is on 30% sale, which is honestly pretty decent. And this is going to have chances to get, obviously, Legendary Black Adam. As far as Legendary Black Adam is concerned, we are gonna have mainly one purpose for him currently, and that's gonna be which one was it? Yes, this one, the percentage hull damage that he's able to do on basic hits. It's gonna be quite a decent amount of percentage hull damage, and it's gonna be very fast at it. He is the fastest percentage hull damage dealing character, and it's gonna be able to deal a good chunk of damage without you having gears for him. I actually have him on the secondary account with no gears, and I'm running him without a problem. And also, another purpose for this man is going to be this thing, which is going to apply some negative effects for the enemy. And those are going to be good if you're trying to kickstart the Puppet team and give them a 2 negative effect head start, or to restart Puppet in case your Puppet expired and you don't have the energy to use more specials. As far as his damage dealing capacities, he's not really yet a damage dealer at the very least because he's in the Just Like Dark team, and that team still has to receive a member. We'll see how that goes other than that, but he is a pretty solid choice. If you want me to kind of rank all the choices against each other, you're gonna have to wait until the end. I'm gonna talk about all the chests separately first. Next up, we're gonna have the Black Manta Legendary chest, which is also on a 30% sale, which is a decent sale. Black Manta is going to have a couple of things going for him because of this passive. He can be a decent raids and soul raids damage dealer, but he's not going to be in your top 6 teams most likely when you get like all the characters in the game. And he's not either a budget damage dealer because he's relatively hard to get and relatively hard to gear up. Where this man really shines is going to be in the League Invasions because he's pretty good to set up in a defensive team and he's pretty decent in an offensive team. And the Arena and Champions Arena, generally speaking, is pretty damn good because of the healing disable and the constant dot damage that he gives all the legendary characters. Also, this is pretty decent to get legendary characters to trigger Puppet faster because this allows them to inflict 2 negative effects on their specials. If they're legendary, of course. So in my best Beast Boy team, I pretty much have Manta in there because with Manta in, with one special, one Beast Boy pretty much has a guaranteed Puppet activation with only one special. However, that's not mandatory and you're gonna be fine without that. This is a decent deal, but yet again might not be your priority. I'm gonna talk about how to prioritize those more towards the end. Over here, we're gonna have a 30% sale on the Mr. Freeze chest, which is gonna have a pretty decent chance to get Mr. Freeze. But I should stop saying this because it's literally the same with all the chests here. Yeah, all legendary character chests, all on the 30% sale. Okay, so for Mr. Freeze, it's gonna be a little bit more weird because for the free-to-play side of things, you're gonna mainly use him with Puppet. You use Puppet of Zatanna and you spam this. If you have a 7-star Mr. Freeze, you can pair him up with Zatanna and Legendary Black Adam and get yourself a 2 billion damage team. But he kind of needs a pretty high star rating to get going in that regard. And he is a decent damage dealer. He might make it in your top 16s, he might not. But for the pay-to-win side of things, that's specifically if you have Beta Club, the damage that he gets against frozen targets is going to be extremely good with Beta Club, and he's going to be one of the best characters in the game for you. So it's kind of a weird situation there with the priorities. You can use him at lower star ratings, though he's going to get better as you get him at higher star ratings. He's a decent character that I think everybody should have eventually, but yet again might not be a priority for you right now. And then lastly, but we're gonna have the Deathstroke Legendary chest on a 30% sale. Again, chances for Deathstroke here. So Deathstroke is gonna deal percentage health damage with his special too. That's all you need to know. That's kind of all he does. And we're gonna equip a North Snow Globe on him, and the clones are also gonna get this percentage health damage at 3 stars. This man against a 2 billion health fight has the possibility of dealing something like 1.2 billion without having gears or anything. Just a 3-star Deathstroke, no gears, but the North Snow Globe equipped. You play it well, and it's gonna deal somewhat of a 1.2 billion damage himself without factoring in other characters you might have in that team. However, now on my main account, I'm no longer using this man because I already have kind of my one-shot teams. He can be slotted in a lot of teams though. If you need just a bit more damage, you slot this man in. Again, it works well with Puppet Mr. Freeze, for example. You do the percentage hull damage and then you swap him into Puppet Mr. Freeze. So there are some uses for him that you might get to the point where you have 6 one-shots without him. But until you get to that point, it's gonna be one of the easiest low investment, high performance characters I can recommend for you actually. Okay, so now a little bit of a priority order here. So first of all, get Deathstroke. If you don't have Deathstroke, just get yourself a Deathstroke. It's gonna be definitely worth your gems. He doesn't need to be higher than 3 stars. He doesn't need gears. He has high performance with a puppet, so definitely get Deathstroke. If you already have a 3-star Deathstroke, there is absolutely no reason to go further than that. That's fine. We can move on to other options. If you want some percentage hull damage character, and if you're looking out of the other 3 options, what's gonna give you the biggest performance for the least expenditure kind of deal, then you're gonna look at Legendary Black Adam, because yet again, he doesn't need gears to do a lot of damage. He doesn't need gears, and that's gonna be pretty damn good for you. Next up, if you already have Legendary Black M at 3 stars, and I wouldn't go upgrading him further than 3 stars, like you get a little bit more out of this man, you get a little bit more percentage hull damage, but the resources are spent elsewhere better in my opinion. So I wouldn't go out of my way to get this man to a higher star rating actually. What I would do is maybe look at Mr. Freeze if you already have this man at 3 stars. Mr. Freeze, though, you need to do a little bit of a commitment with this man. Keep that in mind. You're gonna need to have some gems saved up to also get gears. But Mr. Freeze would be the third choice. But at the same time, in order to get to Mr. Freeze, you kind of have to have other priorities sorted out. For example, you have absolutely no reason to go to Mr. Freeze unless you already have a Raven and a Beast Boy, other than the characters I already mentioned here. And there's a lot of other teams that you're gonna get easier results out of less spending. So if you don't feel like your account is at that point, you might stop here. You have a Deathstroke, we have a Legendary Black Adam, but we don't feel like our account is at the point where we can start working on a very high investment character. So you don't buy Mr. Freeze either. And Manta's gonna be kind of last on the priority order because he's got a little bit of a niche use. He's gonna be sometimes useful, sometimes good dealing damage, pretty decent in league invasions, but those are not really things you should be dropping hard gems on, especially at the beginning of your account or midway through your account. So Manta's kind of the last priority out of this. And to end this video, with a little bit of special offers, you're gonna have some discounted gear packs here. Don't buy them, they're a scam. You barely get anything out of level 30 gears, man, compared to level 10 gears. You're gonna get the materials to get them from level 10 to level 30 in no time, and they're just putting those on sales because they are never on a fair price. If we had the level 10 gears on a 50% sold, then maybe you drop that $2 or how much that's gonna have to get the gears, but this is a scam. Don't never buy gears at level 30 unless there's something like a 90% sale on them, which I've never seen. And in relation to winter, though, I mean, if you want to get your Mr. Freeze, let's say, going, just go ahead. It's gonna be a little bit over, like $3 more expensive than you would get level 10 gears on a non-discount. So I guess you can feel free to do that. You're not gonna get scammed that badly, I guess. And the last thing is the Winter Holiday Ultimate Lucky Bag. You're gonna get 2 rewards here and 1 reward here, and you have a little bit of a chance to get some legendary characters. Yeah, this is a gamble bundle, and I usually don't recommend those, but at the same time, if you're a new player, this is relatively cheap. This is relatively cheap, so let's say you just started out playing Injustice Mobile like a week ago, you don't feel like you have enough characters to go through Arena and Champions Arena, you might as well buy this for a relatively cheap free characters. Don't get your hopes up of getting a legendary from here. That's going to be 3 gold characters, good or bad, that are going to help you out in Arena and Champions Arena a little bit. And yeah, all that being said, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!